We are surrounded on all sides, above and below, within and without, by love, protection, divinity, and magic. The circle is cast, and so it is. Hello. My name is Chelb. My pronouns are they, them, and this is Phasecraft Collective, your weekly check-in with the tarot, with the cards, to get the vibe, see what's possible, what we can do with the energy of the week to come. It's a very special day because there are 2 cats in this room with me. We're going to hope that they sleep through the whole recording. There's one in her little house right here. You can see in the bottom corner here of my screen. And the other one is right below you, right below my phone recording this video. And he's also very sweet and very sleepy. And if I remember, I might put a photo on the screen somewhere so you can see just how sweet and sleepy he is. But that's not why we're here. We're here to talk about tarot. And it's a great week for a lot of reasons. Mostly, Season of the Witch starts this week, y'all. If you have been with me for a while, Season of the Witch is my upcoming 4-part class series to help you become a witch. All you have to do to become a witch is decide you are one. But if you want to learn how to actually do it, I've got you covered. This Thursday, October 10th, 6:00 p.m. Central on Zoom, it will be recorded. So if you can't make it live, you can sign up. You'll get the video later. Is Witchcraft 101, finding your craft, talking about what a witch even is. Who is a witch? What do I do to be a witch? How do I even start? All those questions shall be answered. You also get a resource list of books, podcasts, people to follow, trustworthy resources to help you on your journey. And then next week, we do altar and ritual, which is learning about tending and building altars. The week after that is Spellcraft 101, so learning how to create and cast spells. And then on Halloween, Thursday, October 31st, group ritual for Samhain, the witch's new year. And it will be a little bit of history, a little bit of learning about what Samhain even is, where it comes from, a little bit about how people used to celebrate, how most people celebrate today, and then we will do a group ritual together, which is so fun. And I mentioned it last week, but I am planning on having us sing the Ballad of the Witch's Road from Abigail all along. You don't have to participate in the singing part if you don't want to. You can have your mic off, all that good stuff. But I will personally be leading us in song as part of the ritual, which will be really fun. But yeah, so come to Season of the Witch. It's October. It's the best time to get witchy with it. So if you're curious at all about what witchcraft entails, even if you don't really want to practice, that's fine. You can still come. It'll be a great time. Additionally, I want to shed a little bit of extra light today here on the GoFundMes that I've been helping support for Ahmed and Jude in Gaza. The links to both of their GoFundMes are going to be in the episode description. As many of you know, today is 1 year of the elevated genocide committed by Israel against Palestine. The genocide itself has been going on for much, much longer than 1 year. But obviously we saw a huge uptick in the violence that has now spread to Lebanon, to the West Bank. And if you have anything extra to spare for Ahmed and Jude, please give their GoFundMes. Again, are in the episode description. For too much of our time is spent, not necessarily ignoring it, but having to exist in our lives and in capitalism while these atrocities are happening elsewhere in the world. And as witches, it is our responsibility to hold the dissonance, the nuance, the complexity of the situation of having to exist here and go about our lives here while still making sure that we do not forget and we do not let go of the connection that we have to each other. no matter where we are in the globe. So all that being said, yes, we are going to read the tarot. Yes, there's a lot of magic happening right now, and part of your magic is sharing resource, and service in general is a big thing for witches throughout history, Anyway, please, if you have something to give, I would greatly appreciate it if you would help us get closer to our goals on those GoFundMes. Okay, let's cast our circle. Let's get grounded. Let's prepare ourselves to receive the messages that we are getting today. So, if you'd like, you can join me in closing your eyes or just letting your gaze settle down at your cheeks or land somewhere else out in space and take a couple of breaths to ground, to center, to hold yourself in this moment. Feeling your feet on the floor or your seat in a chair, your back on a bed, wherever your point of contact is with the ground. Allow yourself to feel that space, to feel gravity holding you down, supporting you on the earth. I'm going to call to the spirits and guardians of the elements, and as I name them, I invite you to imagine their essence creating a protective circle around you. You might pour a circle of salt or see stones, flowers, trees rising up from the ground in a ring around you. You might light a ring of fire or carve a moat of blue water or put up a dome of air. You might hold all of these things or something else altogether that feels more aligned with your energy and helping you feel safe and secure and supported in this moment. I call to the spirits and guardians of the north, of earth, of the deepest roots and the tallest trees, of the stardust that gave shape to this planet and to our bones. Hail and welcome. I call to the spirits and guardians of the east, of air, of wind and breath, of thought and change. Hail and welcome. I call to the spirits and guardians of the south, of fire, the life-giving sun, and the powers of creation and destruction, cleansing and renewal. Hail and welcome. And I call to the spirits and guardians of the west, of water, of the oceans and our blood, the rivers and our sweat, the rain and our tears. Hail and welcome. We are surrounded on all sides, above and below, within and without, by love, protection, divinity, and magic. The circle is cast, and so it is. You can take a couple of breaths, let yourself come back into this space in this moment, and whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. All right. Let's see what we've got in the cards today. I am using a very spooky tarot deck. This is the Dark Woods Tarot. I'm obsessed with the illustration style, and it is very much like spooky season vibes. So we're in a good place. If this is your first time with me, I always forget to say that until we're like already doing it. But if this is your first time with Phasecraft Collective, I shuffle the cards and just let them fall out. I don't do a spread. I don't go for a certain amount of cards. I don't necessarily ask a specific question. We're just kind of getting, again, like a general vibe check for the week ahead. It's a collective reading, so it might not land with you. You might be like, I don't understand how this is going to show up for me in my life right now. It doesn't feel right, and that's okay. I invite you to either come back to it, to sit with it, to maybe take some notes, write things down of things that stand out to you, even if they don't necessarily, quote unquote, align with where you're at, and revisit at the end of the week. See what actually happened. See what aligned, what didn't. And know that time isn't linear. So though I am pulling these cards for us today with the intention of getting a vibe for the week to come, this energy may last. longer than just this week. It also might speak to something that happened for you last week, something that is still ongoing. All of that can be real, or you might find, whoa, nothing. I'm not going to say nothing of value, but you might find, oh my gosh, this card really jumped. Okay. You might find nothing that speaks to you and might just listen for the fun of it. All right. That feels like where we're at. As always, I say that feels like the end, and then it's like, wait, I've got more. Okay. So. Yeah. Oh, and now I have the challenge of picking up the cards with my press-on nails, which is always fun. 6 of Wands, 9 of Cups, and the Emperor. This is really interesting, like a really interesting combination of energies, which I feel like I say like every time I pull cards. I'm like, ooh, wow, interesting. How do these mesh together? So in this moment, there is something not quite ending, but turning, but a threshold opening, like a passage, an initiation, a checkpoint, if you will. And in this checkpoint, it is a moment to recognize how your work, your efforts have been successful, recognizing yourself for what you have done, recognizing the abundance you have curated, even if it doesn't feel like it, right? Abundance can look like finding something that you already were planning on buying at Target on like super sale, right? That's an abundance. It can be finding, $7 on the side of the road, right? Like even these small pieces of growth, of opportunity, speak to a sense of gratitude and, again, abundance that we have curated. So in this moment, we're looking at the work we've put in to express gratitude for what we have. Kirby is at the door. He's scratching and yelling because it is technically dinner time, but everyone else is sleeping. And so I'm going to let them sleep. Kirby's probably going to yell for a little bit. He might yell for the whole thing, which is fine because we have all these cats present in this deck, including this cat on the 9 of Cups, this cat with its fresh kill, a bird in its mouth, right? And the Emperor comes into this energy of this like expression of work and abundance by reminding us that longevity, sustainability, and commitment is what allows us to continue to cultivate these things, right? The 6 of Wands also speaks to like, yes, celebrate this moment. Yes, there is like a lot to be gained and like recognized right now. And that doesn't mean you stop. 9 of Cups. Yes, there is a lot that we have gained, that we have achieved, that we feel good about right now. It doesn't mean we stop. It doesn't mean that it's over, right? And the Emperor is here to remind us that our commitment, that our discipline, that our ability to stay grounded in reality and boundary, and because discipline is a boundary, it's a boundary with ourselves, right? That energy is what will allow us to play the long game, to let this success, this abundance last, to let it tap into, or let us tap into the energy of long-term progress, right? So I'm getting a cramp in my hand. Oh, my son is dreaming. Oh, I love when that happens. Just little twitches in his sleep. We also have the Queen of Cups. We have the Seven of Pentacles. And we have the Eight of Cups. Now, what could, like, this is, again, like a lot of kind of wild energy, and it's not even the end of our wild energy, my friends. There's more to come. But the reason these three, I'm speaking about them together. Right down to the Queen of Cups, right? The Queen of Cups is not just like our connection to the emotional world. It is. Not just our connection to the spirit world. It is. But it is, again, a reminder that like our power, our emotions are divine. The Queen of Cups is water of water. The queens are all associated with water, and the cups are associated with water. And with water, water is also associated with autumn and the slowness and the force and the rebirth that is often available to us during this time of the year. So how can you keep yourself open to flow, to spirit, to emotion, to change, to your dreams? And what can it teach you about yourself that allows you to stand up more fully in your choices and your power? And that's where we get to the Eight of Cups and the Seven of Pentacles. Now, I just said with the Six of Wands and the Nine of Cups and the Emperor, like, we're staying the course. We're like committing to the long game, right? The Seven of Pentacles does definitely align with that of like taking the time to look at where you've been and using that to inform what you are now building for the future. And with the Eight of Cups, it is this ability to, from this place of moving in alignment and staying committed to the process, to the end goal that you have in mind, knowing when you either need to leave something behind, potentially like completely let go of a piece of this life that you always thought you were going to have or you always thought you wanted, that is just simply not going to align for you or doesn't align for you. It's like this speaking to letting things change, letting your ideas, your desires shift, and being okay with it, even though it's hard. So yes, we are sticking with it. We are, continuing on this path. We are continuing to build our foundation, to look to what was, to start to create what is, and also allow that to inform us when we need to let things go, when we need to move on. And moving on doesn't have to be like a complete release of everything that has happened. It can be moving on from one piece of it, from one idea. It can be letting go of the original foundation that no longer aligns with where you are, right? And again, the Queen of Cups, letting your intuition inform that. Letting your dreams, your heart, your, again, spirit inform that. And we also have the Hierophant here. So that connection to spirit and beyond is very much present. The Hierophant wants you to ask for guidance from, whether they be living or dead, the people who have walked this path before. This is commitment to learning, to growing, to being better. This is acknowledging the wisdom of our elder spirits, our living elders, whether they be like 10 years older than you or 50. It's again like looking to the past, looking to the people who have, I've just said this, but looking to the people that have walked this path before and the wisdom they hold, and allowing them to show this to you, to guide you through this. Allowing the support of like established systems help you. Not all established systems are bad. There are quite a few that are, but not all of them are bad, which is where we come to the Tower. How can you unite the need to live within these systems and institutions with your desire to bring them down? Again, you don't have to tear it all apart. You can bring it down brick by brick, slowly over time. You can take down a brick and immediately replace it with something new so that by the time the tower is reconstructed, nobody even knows that the original tower is gone. But you replaced it with something more sturdy, more sustainable. The sudden energy that comes with the tower often is not always a sudden and immediate collapse. It is sometimes a sudden realization that the collapse is needed. And then that shift can happen slowly as you do this work. So, finishing us out. Did Ace of Pentacles and King of Pentacles have been coming up like a lot this past week. The King of Wands is also here, and I really like when a wand and a pentacle come up together because they really show thoroughly this energy of like staying grounded in the, logistical, real reality of the situation, of keeping your head on your shoulders and your feet on the ground, in prioritizing safety and, again, sustainability and abundance, while at the same time allowing yourself to explore, to get creative with what that looks like, and invite other people into the realm of what this looks like for you. The King of Wands is so expressive and so inviting and speaks to this energy of, yes, I am the leader, and I wouldn't be the leader without you. Speaks to that energy of like, even when someone is taking charge, everyone involved has a voice, has something to offer. So even though this is an archetype of like, the king, how can you then take that energy and remember that, I'm sure I've said this before, no king rules on their own. There is always a group of advisors, a king or a queen by their side. They are the figurehead, but their immediate circle and community informs every decision that they make. And if they're a good ruler, like the King of Wands often is, they take into account the needs of everyone in order to make their decisions. And then the Ace of Pentacles, that refreshed, renewed sense of the abundance, the groundedness, the excitement to build what it is we want to build, to explore what it is we want to explore, and to welcome in that energy into our day-to-day lives. Bottom of the deck, Knight of Swords. If you see something, say something. Your truth, the truth of the present, what is happening now, must be called out. Use your voice for swift and declarative change. Yeah, that's the reading. That's where we're at. Feels good. Feels right. Feels very on point. Feels very spooky with this spooky deck. So let's go ahead and close this circle and then go about our lives. So if you'd like, you can join me once more in closing your eyes, taking a couple of breaths. Reimagine that elemental circle of protection that you have around yourself. Salt, fire, water, trees, stone, air. Take a big deep breath in. Exhale through your mouth and send those elemental forces away, sinking back into the earth, dissipating into the ether. scattering along the ground, opening the circle and releasing the energy. I release the spirits and guardians of the west of water, the south of fire, the east of air, the north of earth, sending you back to your place in the natural order with praise and with gratitude. I send the energy of all those watching and listening back to them whole, complete, and intact, and I take my energy back to myself whole, complete, and intact. May we remain friends though our energies are no longer crossed, corded, or tangled at all, starting now. Take a breath, feel your energy settle into you, all yours. The circle is open, and so it is. All right, friends. That is it for us this week. I'm going to keep using this deck throughout October because, again, it's spooky. Angus did a big stretch. It's fine. It's cute. This was great. I love having him right there. I'm sorry you can't see him. So again, Season of the Witch starts Thursday. If you sign up for all 4, you get 10% off. And so Wednesday will be the last chance to do that, because once it starts, then you can't get 10% off of all 4 because the first one already happened. So don't wait. Get signed up. I also opened up a Samhain special reading day. I am doing 20-minute readings for $44 all day on November 1st. They are half sold out right now. So if you want a quick reading at a super discounted rate, link will be in the episode description to get a reading. It'll be 20 minutes is the perfect quick one question, one theme kind of in and out type of reading. So, again, they're half sold out. I'm doing 10 of them. So get on it, because they will probably, I anticipate based on years past, they'll probably sell out this week. So, all right, my friends, that is all I have. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you next week.